guys, Dr. Decks here. Welcome to our latest deck project. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see today, please don't forget to click that subscribe button to be notified when we're putting out fresh content. All right, so welcome. So far, we've got most of this lower deck framed. We started off by installing some helical piles in the ground. They're all about 6 foot deep. You can kind of see right here. And there's several of them on this project. We were able to drive our machine down this wall on a ramp. We used some 3.5 by 11.5 inch glue lambs that we were able to drive our machine on. It's pretty heavy, about 3,500 pounds. We drove all the piles in the ground, got them all to the right pressure and the right depth, and then we were able to start building. This deck is built on a 4x8 beam and 2x8 joist. We had to lower the deck a little bit because there's an association. Not only did we get a building permit for this deck, but there's also a homeowners association that we had to appease, and they didn't like at the proposed height of our deck, so we had to lower it, which meant we had to kind of scrunch our framing materials together and bring our posts in to accommodate the beam span. So basically what we're building right now, we're working on this section of the deck. There's a big swim spa that's going to be delivered right where we're standing. The concrete's going to be poured next week. We're actually almost ready to start laying decking down on this deck. We already have our framing inspection passed for this deck. So the concrete guys are coming in to pour a slab for the swim spa. We're not sure when the swim spa is going to be finished. Because of supply chain issues and delays, the swim spa is not ready for delivery yet. Is what it is, man. So anyway, also one other thing, because we lowered the level of the deck, you see these right here? These are like anti-sway for the deck for lateral movement. They're no longer required because the deck's so low to the ground. We're up against a retaining wall over here. We're up against a house over here. Okay, a wall. So I doubt the deck's gonna move a whole lot. Even the building inspector said, you know what, if this deck moves, we got bigger problems than the deck moving. So he was cool with us not putting these in. I also had to change things up because we had a concrete slab in here and it was too tall and we had to lower it. So that's all gone, and now they're gonna pour a new lower slab, and I was no longer able to attach to the existing slab. So I had to add a beam here, and I had to shift these beams over. This beam had to be moved closer to the tub, which is this one right here. Okay, so now everything is looking good, feeling good. Everything's 14 inches or less on center. I like to span my joists a little bit tighter than normal. Average is 16 inches, but we always bring them in a little bit, just so that I like to be able to get my nail guns into places, but I also want to bring it in a little bit just for the span, and so that I can make things a little bit stiffer. Okay. So over here, this side of the swim spa is where all the pumps and the controls, where you need to get into access, access the pumps, and if you ever have to replace something. So we are gonna make this piece of framing removable right here, and we're gonna make an access panel so that you can get in and have a little bit more room. Most of these spa companies are like, yeah, man, we need 3 feet all the way around the tub for access. I'm like, yeah, you're kidding, right? We give them, 16 inches of access. I've never seen a technician complain about that. So right now, what the guys are doing is we're adding a bunch of surface blocking into the deck because we have a special pattern that we're installing like this. Okay, so we have these bent and curved boards, and the reason we're doing this is because we're trying to keep everything within a 20-foot reach. We have to have a way to break all the boards on the deck, so we're doing it a little more unique than what you might see in a standard break, where we could have just ran a seam right down the middle of this deck and ran 20s and 20s, and it would have been done deal, man, piece of cake. But the client didn't want that. She wanted a little more artistic look. So we are putting these special patterns in the deck, and to do that, we have to add all this extra blocking right through the middle of the deck, right on our pattern. So everything's been laid out on this pattern, and that's what we're doing right now, is we're getting into all that. Once that's finished, then we can actually G-tape this entire deck and then we're ready for deck boards. So that's the goal today, is to try to kind of get all the blocking in as much as possible and then ready for G-tape. So that's what we're up to.
What's all this blocking for?
Boards behind you. They're curved surface borders instead of having straight borders on the deck. It's kind of complicated and very mind-numbing, but we're almost done with it now. And we still have to protect it all and tape it. But it basically, it's all the blocking and surface blocking that we've been doing for these borders, that once we lay the decking, we cut on the curve, and then we lay these two boards together. So there's a dark hickory and a mahogany color. The dark hickory is a 5.5 inch wide board, and the mahogany is a 3.5 inch wide board. And so it's like a double border in different widths. So kind of unique. I've never really done anything this elaborate before, but it definitely takes a lot more time than you even ever think or plan on doing. It always adds up. I knew that was going to happen. I knew to expect it. It just is what it is. But, you know, I was hoping by the end of today we'd have pretty much all the blocking done, which it looks like we're almost there. So, guys got one more block to put in there, and I'm finishing up these right now. So, and then after that, we just have some corner details to do where our boards are going to butt into one another, and we have to make sure we add support for that. And then I just got to double check and make sure there's no other legs down we need for skirting or anything like that. And then we can start taping this whole deck off. Alright, so goals accomplished. We have all of our surface blocking done for all of our borders, all of our curved borders, all of our straight borders. That was a lot of blocking, about 2 days worth. Now that that's done, we can actually start putting G-tape. We're going to clean up the job site a little bit, and then we're going to start dropping down G-tape on top of the joists. So I'm really happy with the way everything turned out for this frame. We'll be laying deck boards on it next week, and then I'll catch up with you guys towards the end of the week and give you an update on our progress. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to click that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content. Don't forget to like our videos, and as always, there's an airplane. Don't forget to comment down below. We always try to get back to you guys in a timely fashion. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on how much time I have to answer questions, guys. So thanks again for watching. Please don't forget to click subscribe. Have a great day.